Giving your child a smartphone feels like handing them the keys to a car. That little device quietly shapes their sleep, their self-esteem, and the trust between you two every single day. Most parents think locking down the phone with strict passwords is the answer, but that actually backfires completely. By the end of this, you will have a fully configured safety tool running on their phone, and it will be so much calmer than you fear. Let us take a deep breath and walk through this together, step by step, screen by screen. Picture this. You are sitting at the kitchen table with your child. The device is right there between you. This is not a stealth operation. We are not trying to trick them or spy on them from the shadows. We are building a digital seatbelt together. The very first thing you need to do is open the App Store on your own phone. You are going to search for the parent dashboard version of the software. Download that to your device first. Once it is installed, open it up and create your primary account. You will use your own email address here. This is your command center. You will get a quick verification email. Click the link and set a strong password. Keep this password somewhere safe because you will need it to make any changes to their device later on. Now, here is where the magic of the pairing process begins, and this is the part most parents get slightly tangled up in. You need to get the companion app onto your child's phone. You can either log into their App Store account and download the child version directly, or you can simply scan the QR code that pops up on your parent dashboard screen. Once the child version is downloaded and opened on their phone, it will ask for a 9-digit binding code. That code is sitting right there on your phone screen. Type it in. The moment those two devices shake hands digitally, you will see a green success message on both screens. But that is only part of the story. The app is connected, yes, but it is currently blind and deaf. It needs permissions. This is the exact moment where 90% of parents throw their hands up in frustration. The app will immediately prompt you to grant a series of system-level permissions on your child's Android device. Do not skip these. If you skip these, the software will quietly fail in the background, and you will think it is broken when it is actually just starved of the access it needs to do its job. First, it will ask for accessibility permissions. This sounds scary to a lot of parents, but in this context, it simply allows the app to read what is happening on the screen so it can enforce the time limits you set. Tap Allow. Next, it will ask to become a device admin app. This prevents your child from simply uninstalling the software when you are not looking. Tap Allow again. Now here is where it gets really interesting, and this is the secret sauce that makes the whole system actually work in the real world. The next screen will ask you to turn off battery optimization for the app. Modern smartphones are incredibly aggressive about saving battery life. If you leave battery optimization turned on, the phone's operating system will put the safety app to sleep in the background to save power. When it is asleep, it cannot track location, it cannot enforce bedtime locks, and it cannot filter web content. You need to go into the battery settings, find the app in the list, and select Do Not Optimize or Allow Background Activity. Picture what would happen if you skip this step. You set a bedtime lock for 9 p.m., but because the phone put the app to sleep at 8:30 to save battery, the lock never triggers, and your child is up until midnight scrolling. Taking 30 seconds to fix the battery settings right now saves you weeks of future headaches. If this is helping you feel more confident about navigating these tricky tech settings, subscribing is the easiest way to keep these practical parenting ideas coming. The digital world changes fast, and you do not want to be caught off guard by the next update or the next new app your kids discover. With the permissions locked in, the app is finally fully awake and listening. Now we get to the actual configuration, the part where you build the actual boundaries. Let us start with screen time scheduling, because this is the single most effective tool for protecting your child's sleep. On your parent dashboard, navigate to the screen time or usage limits section. You will see a weekly calendar. Do not just set one blanket rule for the whole week. Kids have different routines on Tuesdays compared to Saturdays. Tap on Monday and set the allowed usage hours. Let us say school hours are from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Then tap Saturday and extend it. The beauty of this specific tool is that you can set a hard bedtime. You set the screen to lock completely at 9 p.m. on school nights. When that time hits, the phone becomes essentially a brick. They can still make emergency calls to you, but social media, videos, and messaging apps are completely inaccessible. This removes the bedtime negotiation entirely. You are not the bad guy anymore. The clock is the bad guy. But there was one real problem parents face when they first set this up. The child inevitably comes to you and says they need their phone to do their homework, or they need to listen to a podcast to fall asleep. And this is where you use the Allowed Apps feature. Inside the Screen Time menu, there is an option to whitelist specific applications. You simply tap the plus icon next to the calculator, the Notes app, or a specific audiobook app to let them run even during locked hours. This shows your child that you trust them to use the device responsibly, while still protecting their sleep from the infinite scroll of short-form videos. Right around this point in the setup, when you are staring at a list of 100 different apps trying to decide what to block, it is easy to feel overwhelmed. You might be wondering how to keep up with every new game or social platform that pops up. That is exactly why I put together a free sample chapter of my Parenting in the Digital Age guide, which you can grab through the link in the description below. It breaks down exactly how to talk to your kids about the apps they want to use, so you are not just playing an endless game of digital whack-a-mole. Let us move on to web filtering, which is just as crucial as app blocking. Even if you block the social media apps, a child can still access those sites through a web browser like Chrome. On your dashboard, find the web filtering or URL blocking section. Here, you can set the filtering level. For younger kids, you want to set this to strict, which blocks all adult content, gambling, and malicious sites automatically. But you can also manually add specific websites to a block list. If you know there is a specific gaming forum or a strange website your child stumbled onto, you just type the web address in there and hit block. It is instantly inaccessible on their phone. You can also set up a whitelist for younger kids, where only the exact websites you approve are allowed to load, and everything else is blocked by default. Now let us talk about location tracking, because peace of mind is a huge part of why we set up these tools in the first place. In the main menu of your dashboard, tap on the location or Find My Child feature. The first time you do this, it will ask you to set up safe zones, often called geofencing. Picture this. You open the map and draw a digital circle around your child's school. You set it to notify you when they arrive and when they leave. You do the same for your home and maybe their soccer practice or a grandparent's house. When your child's phone crosses the boundary of that circle, you get a quiet push notification on your phone. You do not need to constantly track their every move on a map like a helicopter. You just get a gentle ping that says they made it to school safely or they left practice. It completely eliminates the anxiety of the unknown without requiring you to stare at a screen all day. There is one more feature that completely changes the dynamic between you and your child, and most parents never notice this until months later. It is called the light use mode or emergency override. Sometimes your child is at a friend's house and their battery is dying, or they need to show a teacher something on their phone, but it is currently in a locked screen time block. Instead of them having to call you and beg you to unlock the whole phone, they can request a short extension directly on their screen. You get a notification on your dashboard asking for 15 more minutes. You just tap approve. It teaches them how to negotiate for technology use responsibly, and it prevents the panic of a locked phone when they actually need it for a genuine reason. What happened next surprised even me when I first started using this configuration with my own kids. The initial pushback lasted about 2 days. They tested the boundaries. They tried to see if the bedtime lock would glitch. It did not. And then, something incredible happened. The arguments about screen time completely evaporated. Because the rules were baked into the software, the daily nagging stopped. I was no longer the enforcer. The system was the enforcer. This freed us up to actually talk about what they were doing online, rather than just fighting about how long they were doing it. If you want calmer, more confident parenting in a screen-filled world, sticking around is probably the simplest way to stay one step ahead of what your kids are facing. We are going to cover how to handle the inevitable moment when they ask for their first social media account in an upcoming video, so you will want to be here for that. As you finalize the setup, take a moment to review the dashboard on your own phone. You should see their current battery level, their real-time location if you open the map, and a summary of their screen time for the day. This dashboard is not meant to be a surveillance tool that you obsess over every 5 minutes. Check it once a day. Look at the screen time report. If you see they spent 4 hours on a new game, that is not a reason to panic or immediately confiscate the phone. That is a conversation starter. You can sit down with them and say you noticed they spent a lot of time on this game today, and ask what it is about the game that they really like. You shift the dynamic from policing to mentoring. The final step in this initial configuration is to sit down with your child and explain exactly what you just built together. Do not spring this on them. Show them the screen time schedule on their own device. Show them how to request a time extension. Explain the geofencing so they know you are just checking that they are safe, not tracking their every step. When you operate with total transparency, you preserve the trust. They know the boundaries are there to protect their developing brains, not to control them out of your own anxiety. Setting up this software is not a one-and-done task. It is a living, breathing framework that needs to adjust as your child grows. When they turn 13, the screen time limits will need to expand. When they start driving, the location-safe zones will need to change. The app makes it incredibly easy to adjust these settings on the fly from your own phone without ever needing to touch their device again. You just open your dashboard, tweak the schedule, and the changes push to their phone instantly. Think about what would happen if you never set these boundaries at all. You leave them entirely to their own developing impulse control, which is like giving them a sports car with no brakes. But by taking the time to walk through this setup, screen by screen, permission by permission, you are giving them the brakes. You are giving them a safe environment to learn how to manage their digital lives before they step out into the completely unmonitored adult internet. The technology itself is entirely neutral. It is just code and glass. The meaning we give it and the boundaries we build around it are what make it a tool for connection or a source of conflict. You have done the hard work today. You have navigated the confusing menus, you have granted the tricky permissions, and you have built a solid foundation. The next time your child asks for their phone, you can hand it over with a deep breath and a quiet sense of confidence, knowing the safety nets are securely in place. What is the one screen time rule that actually works in your home, or the one boundary you are still struggling to figure out? Let me know in the comments below, because I read every single one and your experience might be exactly what another parent needs to read today. You are doing a great job navigating a parenting landscape that none of us had a map for, and taking the time to set this up properly proves how deeply you care. Keep going, keep adjusting, and remember that your connection with your child will always be the most powerful filter you have.